Alright folks, how you doing? So in this video I'm going to be getting into part 2 of the sanctity of Wallace, the case that he should be made a Christian saint, or at the very least a Roman Catholic one, because he was a practicing Catholic. I was originally going to make this about his coma slash resurrection from the chapter in William Wallace, Robin Hood Revealed, the Adventures of Ayr, where he dies and comes back to life. Whether he was resurrected or was nursed back to health. There's different ways of looking at it, but I'll post that in the link below so you can go check that out. I've already made that video, so there's no point in making it twice. So I'm going to go back to the book here, Robin Hood Revealed, page 88, and this is the Heavenly Vision. Now, some of the events that I'm describing here, I'll clarify in future videos. It's slightly out of context, so apologies for that. I'll need to get back to this book. In fact, I've been meaning to for quite a while, but there's been so many other things that have taken up my time of late. Other videos I've had to make, other obligations such as editing my Leonard Cheshire virtual tours, which will be coming out quite soon, things of that nature. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get into the book here, The Heavenly Vision. So, the new judiciary was called for the Scots Lords to attend on the set date of the 18th of June, and plainly implied that all free men were to attend. The Scots were amazed that the English should yet behave so high-handed when peace had been taken in the land. Again, I'll fill in the gaps for all this in future videos. Sir Ranald sent word for his friends to meet him at Monkton Kirk on the 17th of June, the day before the judiciary to which they had been called to attend at Ayr took place. So Ranald Crawford, in case you're new to this channel or haven't watched my other Robin Hood Revealed videos, he was the maternal uncle of William Wallace. He was like a father figure to him. He was his mother's brother. William Wallace, who was Warden of Scotland, rode to Monkton on the day Sir Ranald had chosen. Mr. John Blair, a worthy priest, was there. A little bit about Sir John Blair. It's from his Latin manuscript that we actually get the very book that I'm reading from. Henry the Minstrel, his biography of William Wallace was based upon the Latin account, the translated Latin account of Sir John Blair, who was the personal chaplain of William Wallace. That's why I know this is an authentic source. It's pretty close to being a first-hand source. It's not quite, but pretty close. He told his friends not to attend at Ayr. This is Sir John Blair. He had information that Lord Percy was no longer there, but had removed himself to Glasgow. Blair suspected treachery, and he was absolutely right, by the way. Wallace left the company of his friends and entered the little chapel at Monkton. He prayed the Lord's Prayer, a Hail Mary, and the Apostles' Creed, then immersed himself in a deep meditative prayer to God. Suddenly he slipped into a deep sleep. Cleland had followed and saw this. Cleland was one of his closest companions. He made no noise, but wisely remained quietly at Wallace's side. In this state, Wallace saw an old man coming quickly toward him. The old man took Wallace by the hand, then spoke. "I am commanded to come on this mission to take you into my care." He handed Wallace a sword of shining steel. Its hilt and handle glittered like glass, and its plummet was formed of a topaz stone. The old man spoke again. "Good son, this sword you shall use well, but we delay too long in this place. I shall take you to a place from which you shall see where there is so much wrong that takes place." Wallace was then taken to the top of a high mountain. The old man left him there, and Wallace could see the whole world. He studied the scenes intently. Forthwith he began to see a fierce fire, which burned brightly throughout the whole of Scotland, from Ross to Solway Sand. Shortly there descended a queen bathed in a bright light. So much light appeared in her presence that it overcame the brightness of the flames that Wallace had seen, and put them out of his sight. She gave him a wand, which was striped in colours red and green. With a sapphire she made the sign of the cross upon Wallace's face. "Welcome," she said. "I choose you as my beloved. You are granted by the grace of God above to help people who suffer many wrongs. I cannot stay with you for very long. You shall return to your own world. Your dearest people are there, suffering much pain. You shall redeem your whole land. Your final reward on earth shall be small, but do not take this amiss, for your eventual reward shall be everlasting happiness in heaven." From her right hand she gave him a book. When she had done this, she humbly took her leave and ascended from his sight upon a cloud. Wallace opened the book. It was finely written and in 3 parts. The first writing was in large letters of brass, the second in gold, and the third in silver. Wallace wondered what the writings meant. He set himself busily to understand what was written, but as he did so he awakened into consciousness of his normal surroundings. He quickly jumped up and suddenly left the kirk. He found a priest and told him of his vision, giving every detail. "Dear son," said the priest, "my knowledge of such things is too little to say what it all this means. I am weary of interpretation lest I say wrongly, but I shall try with the little knowledge I do possess. God forgive me if I should be mistaken in my interpretation. It may have been Saint Andrew who gave this sword to you, as he is our patron saint. The mountain he took you to is a place where you have been given knowledge of wrongs that you may right. The fire depicts evil tidings of things you must defeat. Those you will encounter in many different ways. I cannot decide what queen it was whom you met, whether Fortune or Our Lady. It was, most likely by the light that surrounded her, the mother of him who has saved the whole world. In other words, the Virgin Mary. The pretty wand, when I think deeply on its meaning, depicts rule and proper judgment. The red colour which you saw betokens all to fierce battle. The green betokens courage, which you already have. You shall continue for a long time in the struggle of war. The sapphire stone she blessed you with is a sign of lasting grace, which I pray to God shall be yours. The threefold book is this broken land, which you can redeem by the worthiness of your hand. The brass letters betokens the great oppression of war and wrongs that are done, which you shall put to right once more. However, you will suffer much pain. The gold betokens honour and worthiness. You shall be victorious in arms, but that you shall receive by God's grace. The silver shows a clean life and the happiness of heaven. You shall receive your reward of that happiness, be in no doubt. Therefore do not dread, but be free from all despair. Further than this, I can tell you no more." Wallace thanked the priest, then took his leave, and rode back to Crosby with his uncle Renald, where he stayed that night, sharing in lots of laughter. Now, the thing is, I've made a video about this. There's a difference, a big difference between medieval and modern Christianity. Modern Christianity has gone so far astray, in my opinion, because it's all about peace and love and, it's Flanderism, basically, in case you're wondering what I mean by that.
You are my brother. I love you. And yet, I feel a great sadness in my bosom.
But, if you actually read the Bible, first of all, there's two testaments. There's the Old Testament and there's the New Testament. Read the Old Testament as well. But even in the New Testament, in the book of Matthew, I believe it is, Jesus himself says, "I come not to bring peace but a sword." So was it, quote unquote, unchristian for Wallace to take up arms and fight the English? No, it wasn't. It was his Christian duty to defend the land. This is what a lot of Christians have missed. This is what they've lost. To defend your people is your Christian duty. To defend your land is your Christian duty. To defend the honor of your race, whatever race that may be, whatever ethnicity that may be, is, it's not evil to defend yourself, And the Scots at this time are under terrible oppression, are under terrible tyranny, And here the forces of heaven, that would seem, are blessing Wallace and saying, "You are the one who has been chosen, or the chosen one. You are the one." To take up arms and to right this wrong. Of course, we know that Wallace was not the man who defeated the English, but it was through him that the catalyst was, sparked. It's through him that the Bruce found his courage and took his crown and became the king, and led his people to victory. It's never evil to defend your people. Anyway, thanks for watching.